Okay, we're live. We are live. We are live. Give me 1 second. Hello, everybody. Give me 1 second while I get this over to Facebook. It always wants to do that. I don't know why. Oh, yeah. Okay, 1 second. Sorry. I'm just getting this over to Facebook. It's a pain in the ass, but it gets us more viewers, I believe. There we go. Over to there. Over to there. And it's not an easy process. All right, everybody. Here we are. It's Bob. I'm back Thursday night. We're live again with another in our Thursday night interview series. You're catching me on Facebook and YouTube tonight. It's a bit of a glitch at the start, but once it's going, it's going. So I appreciate your patience, everybody. Hi, Steve. Thanks for joining us, brother. So tonight we're going to talk to the founder of the Two Hills Bike Week, or it's also known as the Run to the Hills Bike Rally, I believe. So anyways, let's get the man up on stage without any further ado, or on the screen with me. I used to be a strip joint DJ. I apologize. I don't think he's in a strip for us. But anyways, say hi to Bob Ross. Where did he go? He's gone. Fuck, he flushed away. Oh, dude, where did you go? I think he thought I flushed him. God damn it. Hold on, guys. I gotta get Bob back here. Oh, it's the same link. Did he come back? Did he come back? Okay, Warboz. Okay, he came back. He came back. There he is. Okay, hey Bob, how are you, brother?
Okay, I'm here.
Good man. Oh, so everybody in the audience, just so you know, Bob's kind of in a remote location. And so there's a bit of a lag between us. So after I'm done talking, I'm going to wait a few seconds and let Bob talk so that I'm not talking over him. So Bob, how long have you
Hello.
been running this event? Did you catch me? How long has this show been going on, bro? I don't think you can hear me.
No, I missed all of that.
Okay, so you heard me that time. Okay, so how long has this party been happening? This is going to be a hard one. Hi, Tiff. How are
We're
you?
going into our 18th year.
Wow, wow, that's really cool. So you know what you're doing at this point with the show, don't you? So it's a 10-day event. What what's everyone going to experience in these 10 days? Yeah, about 8 seconds. Yeah. Shit, eh? Okay, I'm going to share the screen with us. Did you? Are you seeing that from your end, Bob? Well, we're having a hard time with technical difficulties with Bob. He's out. He did mention to me he's out in the Netherlands of Alberta. Let's hope that he can get a good connection here. So this is our Two Hills Bike Week. So we've got a yeah, he does got a crappy internet connection, hardwire. We got show and shines, we got bike rodeos, we got flat track racing, there's a chili cook off, there's a poker run, barbecues. Are you back? No. Oh, you're back. How's your connection, Bob? Are you any better? Yep, this is oh. This is gonna be like the toughest one I done yet. How you doing on your side? Can you don't have much of an internet? Oh, there you are. Is this thing gonna work for his brother? I'm never sure if you hear me or not. Can you hear me, Bob? Are you okay on your end? Nope, you're gone on your end. Bummer, man. Yeah, that'll teach me. I'm trying. It's okay. We won't give up yet. We won't give up yet. So we got some other groups that are. Are you okay? He's trying to come back. So the Freedom Riders are going to this party. Oh, so that's pretty cool. That's all we got for now. And they got their new T-shirts out. Okay, I'm gonna come add you back to the stage, Bob. Okay, how's that? Are you hearing it any better?
Hello.
Yeah. Hey.
Can you hear me now?
Kind of, yeah. This might be a tough one, Bob. So listen. Give us a quick run
Okay.
to. Give us a rundown of what they're going to get into when they come up to this party. Oh, you got to order in advance the T-shirts. You can't hear me, can you, bro?
Well, we're going into our eighth. How did we go into a bike week format? And looks like I've lost you again.
Yeah, you're coming and going, but keep going, bro.
Keep on talking. So I honestly don't think we have enough signal strength to do this today.
I'm starting to wonder. I just heard that
We're
sentence
struggling.
that was the first clear sentence I've heard the whole time we've been together. It is struggling though, isn't it? We might have to put this off to another time when we get Bob to a better internet connection. He's gone back off. Let's see if he comes back on. I'll scroll through their Facebook group, see what they got going on. So you got lots of look at that. So you got lots of different groups that are getting their people together and joining up at different spots. Works at Jack Daniels, not no more. Not unless you slipped into the States. Did you come back? Come on back, Bob. Come on, bro. We're gonna try this. I don't know if we're gonna get through it though. I'm starting to think we're not. Where the hell's my Wi-Fi?
Hello.
Hey, it's a constant in and out, brother. Shitty, man. What do you want to do? Try to do this another time when you're in a better spot for signal?
We may have to try this.
I think so too. I think we're gonna have to try it another time, bro. That's the first time an internet connection got the better of me. Plenty of rum. So I haven't got the new swag. I think technology got the better of us on this one. Well, that sucks balls. All right, let's try last time. What do you think? We're gonna try one last time, or try it a different time. Yeah, that's a good one, Hardwire. Maybe shut video and do audio call. We could try that, maybe. No, we can't win them all, Steve. I can. It, it's not gonna go, is it, Bob? Let's try this another time, bro. I think that the technology beat us in this one. I really do. Oh, I thought those were Guns N' Roses concert shirts when I saw them in a stack like that, or Iron Maiden or something like that. Remember that Eddie guy they used to have on Iron Maiden shirts? I got busy today doing some thumbnails, trying to figure out that Canva thing. I think I'm getting it. So I think we lost our friend Bob. I think we'll just try him again another day. We're gonna have to pivot to something else. There was some shit I had in my mind, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to get into it today because I didn't get to research it fully. Maybe I'll just shut this one down and I'll come back tomorrow with the news and some weekly rides and some more stuff coming up in March that I found and all that good stuff. There's Bob. Yep. Okay, so that was officially Bob tapping out. And again, I can't say I blame him. How many people have we got over here? Well, I got some. Let's, you know what we're going to talk about. Let's talk about some more. Yeah, yeah. I don't paint the little trees. I smoke them. Oh, that Bob. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm still wondering why Canada isn't, and same with America, and same with most countries, why they aren't self-reliant. Because there's got to be a reason. As far as food goes, we make more food than we can eat. That's why we export a lot of our food products. Yeah. uh, yeah, we'll try again, man. Because I want to get that out there. I want to get people to know about it. So yeah, so Canada's self-sufficient in food. We're self-sufficient in oil and natural gas and that shit. But we import oil because we got to export it to get to Texas to get refined and then come back to us. I never understood that one. Why don't they just build a refinery in Canada? Oh, they do. They built them on the other side of the country. Well, that makes sense. So that's why, because we built our shit on the other side of the country, we ship it to Texas. How does that make any sense? And then we turn around and buy, once it's been through the, once it's refined, we buy it back off the States, Saudi Arabia, and other countries. Huh. So that's why. But I still don't know why, yeah. I still don't know why we can't produce our own TVs and our own washing machines and shit like that, because there used to be a time, even in my city, there was like a Maytag or somebody, and they built washing machines and water heaters in there. Now everything comes from Mexico and going that Starlink. Yeah, I feel bad for Bob, but we'll get the man back on here another day. Hey, American Uncensored, we lost my guest. It was a disastrous internet connection, and we couldn't make it happen. And same with medicine. Where's all of our medicine come from now? Because there used to be a Pfizer plant in the city I live in too. Oh, it's in China. Sure it is. So even, wow, that doesn't even make sense. So even stuff that you might need a big amount of, we got to wait till it gets here from China. I wonder if it works that way in the States too. That's why I don't think. Did they? I don't know if he did. He's not my boy. Oh, you're my boy. Okay, don't, man. Don't. You're a fucking dick. Stop it. Come on. Jesus. Come on, man. Go. You're lucky I don't hit you. I never hit dogs. Well, maybe when they're training. Oh, so there's one little web page that says building self-reliance is the alternative to free trade. So that's what I was thinking of. There is time for the interview. His event was in June. Yeah, exactly, bro. Yeah, he's in June or July, wasn't he? He's a ways away, so I can get the man back. We just got to get him. Yeah, July 18th to the 26th. So we got lots of time. I want to feature as many of these event organizers as I can and keep people interested in the local events. You know what I mean? Or even stuff that's one province over and make it a destination event. So here's what I was thinking there earlier today. I just given him a response. So, because I heard him say something about it, and I wasn't paying full attention what they were saying, talking about on the TV, but they're talking about that basic income again. Now, once the government starts giving everyone a basic income, have we now become communist? Or is that the way that they're building? Yeah, I know the dog always wants on, doesn't he, Steve? Or is that the way that whoever's really in charge of bullshit is trying to push things anyway? Because if they can get AI to take a bunch of people's jobs away from them, I think the people that are going to be safe will be people in the trades and people who build things. And even them, you never know. You know what I mean? Yeah, I've seen those things with the that lay bricks and all that, robots that lay bricks. So who knows? Hey, thanks, Papa. I'm talking about something right up your alley. So if they get AI to take a bunch of people's jobs, and we're talking 20, 30 years down the road, and everyone's sitting at home because there are no more jobs, then they're basically going to have to give everyone this basic living allowance or whatever the fuck they're going to call it, right? And then, and that's why they're going to digital banking, so they can shut you off. They can keep you under control. They can monitor you. You know what I mean? So all this stuff that the people with the tin hats on was talking about in their closets, if you think about it logically down the road, it could happen. You know what I mean? And see, right now, I wish I could get out there and find some steady fucking work, Steve. I mean, I'm the only guy I know who owns a heating and cooling company in the middle of winter. I can't get the fucking phone to ring. Well, yeah, that's kind of what I mean, right? So if they take the jobs away, the McDonald's jobs, they're going to start with low paying jobs first, and then they'll move up through the middle class as well. And they take all of our all of everyone's jobs away, then they're going to have to give us something to live on. And then, like I say, then I think we slid into communism. So if you think about it from a long-term perspective, and what the Democratic slash liberals compared to the conservative sides want, then you kind of see what each side is fighting for. The only problem I foresee is, how do you get disengaged from a world that's already set up? The Mexican hire Mexicans. You know what I mean? How do you disengage from? They're already making our pharmaceuticals over there. They're already making our electronics over there. They're already making our cars over there. I was listening to one guy today, and he said, "Well, if we're gonna have to, we're gonna have to build up our own defenses because we don't know about our neighbor anymore. So we better not buy our weapons from them." Just like, remember when they were saying, yeah, exactly. Remember when America was saying that about the chips and stuff coming from China, because those chips end up in the circuitry for these guided and heat and all those kind of missiles. No, what's to say China doesn't put it in a back door and make it blow up in midair if they end up in conflict? Which I think is what's rotting everyone's brains right now, is at the back of our minds, we can see it where it's going to be drawn into the East versus the West. And obviously, we're the West. You know what I mean? All countries have to figure out, at least in our own continent. Yeah, that was funny though. Trump went ahead with the Canada tariffs. Again, I don't really know what that means on the bottom line in Canada, except it upset the market, and all the big players that were going to invest in big projects in Canada have put the brakes on for now. So there's some things, like there's a great big EV battery plant going on south of the city south of me, and it's gonna go ahead. But Volkswagen's keeping their lips pretty closed about what the future is gonna be, if they're gonna finish it or if they're gonna just build a shell and wait, and who knows, right? Or maybe Canada's going to knock the tariffs off of German made cars. Who knows? Because I know we have 100% tariff over there. Where did that one say? Sorry, Papa. I think we're going to a global political setting of no superpowers. That might be better. In all honesty, it would be better if we weren't clunking heads with China, if we weren't clunking heads with Russia and whoever else they perceive to be on the east, and made it so we could do business together, where there's not a winner and a loser. It's unfortunate that business became the has to be a winner and a loser. That wasn't used to be the way the deal was. Everyone wins if it's a good deal. They end up having their text stolen. Holy fuck! Yeah, and that's the other thing China has been big on for huge years is intellectual property theft. Negotiated his first term. No, the first term he negotiated the current free trade agreement, and he negotiated that himself, and he signed it. And then he turned around this time and said only a dummy would have signed that. He signed it. That's why he hates our Chrystia Freeland so much, because she wouldn't back down on a few things. So that Papa, that statement there, every developed nation faces a serious population problem. Declining birth rates and younger folks don't want to enter professions that serve their community. So that's where we're always going to get all this global immigration, because a country like Malaysia or a country like India has got tons of people in their 20s that would die to come over here and learn a trade and get to live on our side of the ocean. And they just would. It's known, and it's so that's where those employees, in my opinion, are going to come from. Yeah, I think so too. You know what I mean? And it's going to per. Yeah, and that's the problem. He's going to throw us into economic turmoil. I know it, and it's not him. He's not throwing it into us himself, but he's not helping. That's for sure. I make I get weaponized quickly. Yeah, and that's the other thing. Yeah, AI on the back. And I don't think that they're going to need a whole shitload of soldiers anymore for war. I think they're going to need a whole shitload of drones. I think Ukraine's kind of showing us that. Today, he agreed to keep his word on the agreement made. He said he wouldn't put tariffs on anything included in his free trade agreement. Oh, okay. I didn't catch that today, Hardwire. I did not catch that because that was the agreement that he signed. But it expires in April or May anyway. Yeah, and then there's those people. See, geographically, you couldn't cut Alberta out of our country without some sort of land bridge, because we still got BC to think about. I heard Saskatchewan's kind of leaning with Alberta too, and Saskatchewan's got our potash. Okay. I think the farmers need the potash for fertilizer. Problem is, a major population flux will change the culture of society. America can't French. Right. And that, coupled with the declining birth rate, is going to make the complexion of everything 100% different. 100% it's going to. You know, when you go to a doctor here in Canada, most of the part they're from, you know, the accent to me sounds like Indian, like from India, right? I haven't seen a white doctor in ages in my country. One thing bikers can do, although not cheap, is to start buying bikes from custom shops. Is point now. We need more local shops and people that know how to fix things. Yeah, I agree, War Boss. Hey, Werling, good for joining. Thanks for joining us. And even on my channel, I'll pump up a little shop, a mom and pop shop, because I agree with that statement that we need more of them and we need to support them, because there'll come a day when nobody knows how to fix an Evo, never mind a shovel head. And that's why I let these guys who put on these shows like this Bob. I'll still interview them because it's a mom and pop operation, and they make it so people have fun. I want to go buy one of those 110,000 CVOs, man. I think in Canada it's 130 grand. Faster going to sub-Saharan Africa, the Middle East is just like. Well, that's it. And I had somebody through my house that was from Africa, and he came over, and they bring him over, and they brought his wife and his kids over later. And yeah, me too, Arlen. And away he goes. His whole family's over here now. And he's still taking his English as a second language courses. That's how far into the process he is. He's going to be a long way. But I bet you he'll be a landed immigrant before he can speak English, which is unfortunate. We have two of those. Yeah, exactly, man. Those that bike is sweet looking though, man. That is sweet looking. That's another thing that killed the Harley culture that nobody seems to talk about very much is if a bike's worth, $130,000 off the showroom floor, somebody has to buy it for it to get released into the wild. And it's usually going to be a goddamn guy that buys it, parks it in his garage. And that bike will never, it's got to have somebody on it cranking it. You know what I mean? You got to make that bike know who's boss. Yeah, you imagine? I haven't even gone around looking for a price of bikes yet because I got no money, but I got to get a used one as soon as I can. I'm trying to transition myself not out of the gas business because it's its own business, but including heat pumps because that's the way that they're wanting everyone to go. Yeah, that's true. I knew a guy in Toronto. He bought a breakout when those breakouts were first coming out, and he paid stupid money for it. And he never rode that thing, man. He was afraid of a stone chip or a this or a that. And bikes were meant for riding. You know what I mean? If you ain't riding that thing, what's the point of having it? Yeah, me too, hardware. Exactly, bro. That's what I'm saying. They got to get out there. They got to have somebody twisting their throttle and pulling their hair. Or really, there's no point being out in the wild. You may as well just stay in the showroom floor. That'd be a good bar hopper. And see, my first bike ever was an FXR. I'd be more than happy to go back to an Evo FXR. That bike was beautiful. Never let me down. Never ever let me down. Press the button, go for a ride. I love that shit. Yeah, exactly. We'll go through the rich neighborhoods banging on doors, Borland. Have you got an overpriced Harley in your garage? We will help you set it free. A Vulcan, eh? And see, coming out of the bike club world, when I was buying my first bike, I was joining the club, so I only know how to ride Harleys. I'm pretty sure I could figure out the other bikes, but it's all one down and the rest are up. What do you got, hardware? I always get guys want to come up and brag to me about their bikes and how low mileage they got on their bike. I always say, don't brag to me about the garage ornament. I'm not impressed. Yeah, exactly. I like that. That's one thing I miss about the club too, because you had the mileage requirements, but then you also got something cool at the end of the year if you're the high miler, which I always like. That was always good fun. It keeps people on their bikes. We were the kind of chapter that in the day we did whatever it was that we did to make money, and then at night, 7 nights a week, we met at the clubhouse and we saddled up and we rode around. Even if we didn't leave the city, who cares? Just ride around, make some noise, wear your patch, make sure the cops are still aware you're around. Metric cruisers, 85% light. So that's what they call metric then. Just anything from Japan is a metric, even though all of our bolt heads are all in metric now on Harleys too. First was a Y-Glide. Second was a KZ 650, and that was too tall for my short legs. Oh, so you've ridden different brands too then, eh, Warland? I've never like stopped and bought a Honda or a Kawasaki or what's the Suzuki or nothing like that. So many rubs, 5 bikes. That's similar. I see on my last job, guys. Mine too. That's unbelievable. I guess if you got the money, do with it what you will, because you ain't taking it with you. But yeah, I knew a couple of Italian guys, and they had to have a boat in the fucking water. They never went nowhere. Tied it to the fucking dock and took their girls down there. What's that one say? Boobies and bikes should never be cased. How'd I click right through that one, Hardwire? That would be a good T-shirt, Steve. Take it right on down to Bike Week. You sell a million of them. A Vulcan, eh? But buy a new bike, you take a rock and chip it yourself. Exactly. It's like when back in the days when we painted our cars. It's like that first paint, it's stone chip. You're getting it. You're getting it whether you like it or not. Vulcans are where it's at for me. Love that line of bikes. But you said they were tall, did you? Oh no, that was Warland that said they were tall. Who makes the Vulcan? Is that a Yamaha? Start off on a 250 trail bike. So me and my 5 brothers. Well, no wonder 6 guys beating on it. And surprised it even lasted, bro. I remember my dad brought my younger brother home a Honda 50. We had a little mound of dirt in the backyard, and I jumped on that 50, and I managed to wipe out a 50. I never thought riding a motorcycle was for me when I was younger. A Ducati, fucking right. My cousin's husband has a Ducati, and he always waits till after I have a couple of beers. Oh, you want to take Ducati for a spin? It's like, no, not now. I'm gonna take a Ducati for a fucking spin. That's why I always thought too. I'm gonna do it when I'm sober. Oh, it's a Kawasaki Vulcan. My brother had some blue and white bike. I don't even know what it was when I was getting, because it's a staged licensing in Canada now, or in Ontario anyway, for your licenses. So I borrowed his bike for about a week before I went and did the exam at the thing, right? Live long and prosper, my Vulcan bike. Switch it to Harley Quinn. Well, you still got to have a running Harley, being in the position you're in, anyways, at this point, right, Hardwire? At least all the other clubs I always knew they did. But they don't care what else you have in the garage. That's your own business. Because I was meeting up with the guys in England. The one guy had the Ducati in the Harley, and he took the Ducati to the pub. And every intersection in England is a roundabout with a little hump. Well, he jumped off the one fucking roundabout, missed it, forgot it was all about it, had to ride it out. And that's what I found about my brother's blue and white motorcycle was top heavy. And then you get on a Harley, and then all the weight's on the bottom. Tonka tonka. And then there's that too. There's that too. The bike I got rid of last summer, my Street Glide, man, it was beautiful. It was older. It was an '08 Street Glide, but the guy had already put the 21-inch front wheel on it for me. He put a different inner fairing, so I have more speakers in it for me. Well, not for me, but that's how it was when I bought it. And he put headers on each jug and true dual exhaust on it. So it had a really nice low pitch growl with some Reinhardt slip ons. Had a really nice slow pitch, low growl on it. It was great. Victories, huh? Yeah, they made it confusing over the years. The motorcycle manufacturers, and Victories are made by Polaris. Is that correct? Because I know Polaris has got a bike line out, and I've heard that some clubs said that they were good. And then I also heard that some clubs think that they look too much like a sport bike. But then if you think about it, Harley made the Buell for a while, so they used to make a sport bike. So yeah, and then like you say, and then Honda brings over a manufacturing plant and plunks it in Ohio. So who's to say? Oh, and the Indian is made by Polaris. Okay. I see the Indians look like they've had a minor uptick in sales from the posts I see on Facebook. Anyway, lots of guys showing off the new Indian. And Polaris is an American company, or are they a Canadian company? I think they might be American. So yeah, I guess if you wanted to yell and scream about bylaws and whatever, you could probably make a case for yourself. But most guys just go by the Harley. Oh, it is American. Okay, I thought it was American. Yeah. But again, I think that's where we're gonna go when they start talking about this basic fucking allowance for us. Friends bought Indian, and who else bought an Indian that I watch on these social medias? That guy Boom Boom from the Banditos out west. He's got a TikTok channel or something like that, and he's got an Indian. That's what he rides. And I think that other guy down there in Texas, I think he supposedly bought an Indian too. But rumor has it his motorcycles never leave his garage, so we won't even talk about it. And, that's what I heard. The parts, even not, yeah, like aftermarket, like just brake pads and shit. You got to order them in advance. I heard for Indians. Oh, Carney's got an Indian, is it? That's an Indian. Okay. Because usually, I think when you see Carney on a video, he's got the phone prop, so you see where he's going, doesn't he? Yeah. Well, that's the thing about buying an older bike too. That's why I didn't mind buying that '08. I only paid 12,000 for it, so it's not out of the realm of possibility to save up 10 or 12,000 for a decent used bike and put it in your garage and you're fine for 5, 10 years, right? Depending on how hard you ride it and where you ride it and all that shit. Now I got all the dogs down here. I think it's their walking time. Is it your walking time, boys? You waiting for Matthew? Yeah? Okay. I knew he'd talk to me. He just feels he has to. He feels he has to, crazy boy. And as far as bikes goes, I think I'd ride anything at this point. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if I'd buy an Indian because I don't even think used you can find them for 10, 12 grand and yet. They're still up there a little bit. Roking Special was total in June. I loved it. You want a full dresser, do you? I never liked the look of the pizza box. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. A lot of them have detachable pizza boxes now, don't they? Because I always see a lot of people around my way. They have an Ultra, and then they take off that back box and try to make it look like a Street Glide. So yeah, that's where I'm at, Warland. I'm dreaming of a bike, and I can't afford to change the channel for God's sakes. But those trikes at the Harley dealership, man, they uh they got a pretty hefty price tag on them from what I've seen. Oh, so my God, 5 years. See, that's the kind of bike I need right now. '08 Ultra for 8, yeah. For 3, that's a good deal on a sporty, eh? Wow. You usually get a sporty around here for about 5. And like a Softail or a Dyna, you're going to go 8 to 10. And then anything with hard bags on it and fairings, it looks like you're going to get up around 10 to 12. Okay, and of course I thought they made them detachable. And of course that depends on the year and the make and the mileage and all that shit. Yeah, 100%. That is the way to get bikes. That's the way I've always bought bikes. My first bike, I bought a bunch of parts here and there off these guys I knew, and they're all good parts. You know what I mean? And I took them to a guy and I said, "Here, put all these things together and tell me when my bike's done." But I still ended up having a fistful of money into it because I found out I've never ridden a Road King. I'm not sure about those Road Kings. If it fucks you up with the fairing not moving, it probably only fucks you up for the first week or two. Then you get used to everything, right? And not crashing is pretty important on the bike. You put a $3,000 stereo in it. Holy fuck, bro. My buddy, when he bought his Street Glide, he put those, the speakers that go in the hard bags. Mine had the amps in the bags for that. I think the guy ripped them all out. But I always wondered if they just rattled or if they actually threw the sound up to you. Oh, what's the matter? And a Dyna, I've owned a few Dynas over the years. I love Dynas. I know everyone busts his balls about Dyna Bros, but I like them. Yeah, maybe not long distance, but I rode my FXR for, well, I was younger then, across the province and back. It was no issue. I know, guys, my road glides, kind of funny. Yeah. Yeah, because they made the road glide sexy this year, didn't they, over the last couple of years? Because before that, it was the street glide they made really sexy. Which one's the one with the chrome front end and the hard bags? Is that the road? Yeah, that's the road glide. And I know when the Road Kings first came out, I knew a bunch of guys that had ridden for years and years, um, and themselves on Road Kings, unfortunately. Yeah, because like I say, they put that nice flowing line on those road glides, eh? They really made them look good. Well, haven't you seen that meme? And it's a whole bunch of black street lights outside and of a bar or something. And the girl comes out of the bar starting to yell, "Excuse me, with the owner of the black street." And then she tails it off, right? Because everyone out there had a black street light. And it was funny because I rode with two other guys in London and we all had street lights. They were all 08s. And two of them were black and one was white. So even though it's a generalization, whatever. It's fucking true. Oh, you went custom paint. I liked it back in the club days. We had a member of our chapter who owned a body shop, so our whole chapter had custom paint. After a while, it was wicked cool. Then for a while there, we had them all painted up and nice chrome wheels on them. We had a good looking chapter when you saw us roll together down the street. It was nice. Dropping ladders. The best is when you try to talk into the thing to make it, because a lot of times I do it on my phone. I talk into it and I send out a message on the chat that makes no fucking sense. Oh, poor old Bob. I hope he's okay about this. We'll get the man on here again. I think he was going to do a pretty good interview. Your doggy's going. All right, gentlemen. What do you guys think? The only way we know in Canada if they were the cop bike is if they got that black thing on the top of the saddlebag to open it. I they say, where did that come from earlier today, Steve? Was that in the chat? Something about they did away with the letter R in Boston? Well, that would look good, eh, Warland? I liked it when they did those old layer paint jobs. Nobody does that shit no more, man. Yeah, I think I'm going to pack it in, gentlemen. My poor old interview shit the bed, but at least we got to hang out for a while. I always like hanging out with you guys, man. It's never it's never a waste of time. You know what I mean? We don't need no stinking heart. And you gave someone shit for calling it Beantown. Where did that expression come from? Is it still cold as fuck out there, buddy? All right. Okay. Oh, okay. Good night, Hardwire. Thanks for coming in, brother. I appreciate you. Like you say, it's never a waste of time hanging out with you guys. I always have a good time. Oh, is that why, Borland? So nobody in Boston calls it that. Okay. Let's split. Let's have a good night, everybody. Again, love you guys. Thanks for dropping in. We'll see you all again next week. I'll keep these things going. I'll see you tomorrow on Mike's chat. Good night, guys.